skater Kamila Valieva will be training in France under the direction of Benoit Richaud. This was announced by her coach, Svetlana Sokolovskaya. Richaud previously choreographed a new short program for Valieva. After Kislovodsk, Kamila flew to Benoit. That's our training plan. To refine the program and share experiences. Kamila needs this now. Alexei Nikolaevich's mission will be there. I called him and asked him to offer any advice and recommendations he deems necessary. We're in touch with Benoit, Sokolovskaya said. Photos of Valieva from Richaud's training camp were published on the Peak Ice Camp's account. The 20-year-old skater resumed her career in December 2025 after her doping disqualification ended. Russian figure skater Artem Valov, who performs ice dancing with Maria Fefilova, spoke about working with choreographer Richaud. He creates turnkey programs. He doesn't change anything. It stays the same. It's a slightly different choreography style. It's awkward at first, but after you do it 300 times, it all starts to sink in, the skater noted. Russian figure skater Daria Usacheva admitted that she felt like an outsider in China. When she worked there as a coach, the people and mentality are so different. It's not my thing. Beijing itself is a beautiful city, very clean. I don't argue. I just felt uncomfortable there, out of place, very much like an outsider. The children also spoke English, so it was easier to communicate with them. It's impossible to communicate with other people in Beijing. They don't speak English, Usacheva said in an interview with Anastasia Pegasova. Which children is easier to work with, Chinese or Russian? Well, of course, ours. You said that children in China are quieter and calmer. Not all. It's just that our children in Russia are different. They're more focused on sports. They're raised a little differently. In China, parents might say, "We'll go to school now, then we'll come back," and they don't think it'll affect their results. But they still want results. Here, everyone understands what results are worth and how to achieve them, Usacheva said. Russian figure skater Elena Kosteleva commented on her free skate performance. At the test skates in Novogorsk, the athlete executed two triple axels and a quadruple salchow. She skated to music from Pyotr Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. For me, this was a normal routine, a really simple one. I usually skate to axels, to salchows, and a toe loop. I just had to get myself in the right frame of mind to get myself together and skate it, because I hadn't skated in a while. Maybe a bit of nervousness showed up, but it immediately went away after the first jump. We decided to make this kind of content for now because we won't be showing the full program here. This is just a practice skate. I haven't done any combinations yet. I don't know why, but Evgeny Viktorovich Plushenko told me so I'm listening to him. Have you already reviewed your program with your coach or the federation? What have they told you about the new programs? The stepping programs are already better than last season. The salchow will be a difficult entry in the future, and we'll shorten the axle entries and basically eliminate the running ones, Kosteleva said in a Channel 1 vlog. Russian figure skater Sofia Jepka commented on her free skate performance to music from the film The Matrix. I'm continuing to work on this program, refining it. So far, I've presented, you could say, a rough draft. I need to add more stylistic choreography, more emotion, more atmosphere, so the audience feels like they're in the film itself. Yesterday, you said you were still getting back into shape, but today you showed a wonderful quadruple jump. How difficult was it to get back into shape after your vacation? The process of getting back into shape continues, because I only have one quadruple so far. I don't start rebuilding quads right after returning from vacation. So I slowly got back into shape with the triples first. And when I felt confident and physically ready, I went for the quad. It came together pretty quickly, Jepka said in a Channel 1 vlog. She also commented on the new rules for the free skate. It seemed to me that the only thing missing from my program was the double toe loop. All the other jumps have been slightly repositioned, but they're still there. I really like the introduction of choreography. I think it opens up a lot of room for imagination. It gives you room to experiment, to showcase skills that weren't possible in the strict technical content of previous seasons. Has it become a little easier to skate the free skate? Probably so. I think it will be overall easier. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. I accept it as is, the skater added. For three-time Russian figure skating champion Adelia Petrosian, holding training sessions in Moscow is a priority when choosing a new coach, Match TV reports. Adelia Petrosian unexpectedly left the group of her longtime mentor, Iteri Tutberidze. However, the figure skater apparently has no plans to retire. At the very least, based on the ranking points earned from her performance at the Milan Olympics. Petrosian is the first Russian woman to qualify for the 2026-2027 ISU Grand Prix Series. This raises the key question: where will Adelia continue her athletic training? Recently, reports emerged that the skater will not rush into choosing a future coach. Her immediate priority is to fully heal her hip injury, after which she will return to full training. Petrosian is already considering several options for her future coaching. There aren't many, but each seems logical in its own way. The first option that immediately comes to mind is Evgeny Plushenko's academy. This is the most high-profile scenario from a media perspective. Any announcement of a former figure skater is a big deal, and Petrosian's move to a two-time Olympic champion would have been the main topic of the season. Even before it began, the advantages are clear. The academy has financial resources, its own ice rink, shows where she can hone her skills, and the ability to assemble a dedicated team for the athlete. Plushenko has already worked with skaters who left Tutbridge: Alexandra Trusova, Elena Kostornaya, and Veronika Zelina, so they're familiar with this kind of situation. This could be a good option for Petrosian if she needs a sudden change of scenery and a more personalized regime. After a difficult Olympics, injuries, and public discussions of her results by her former coaches, she might appreciate a format where she can once again be one of many. But the disadvantages are also obvious. Switching to Plushenko would immediately transform her story into a new rivalry with Tutbridge. There will be even more buzz around Adelia, and right now, perhaps, she needs a quiet reboot rather than a high-profile project. Moreover, the athletic results of Tutbridge's students who joined her school varied greatly. While Plushenko himself already has his own prima, two-time Russian junior champion Elena Kostornaya, who will soon appear on the international stage, one of the most logical options is Tatiana Navka's school and Svetlana Sokolovskaya's group. It was there that Kamila Valieva transferred after leaving Tutbridge. Navka later said she was surprised by Kamila's decision, but the skater herself explained it as a mature and conscious choice. According to Navka, Sokolovskaya differs from Tutbridge in her diametrically opposed approach to the training process. For Petrosian, this is an important argument. If, after the Olympics, she wants a more relaxed environment rather than another race for ultra C at any cost, Sokolovskaya seems like a suitable option. She's already working with a figure skater who went through a difficult breakup with her previous coaching staff and significant psychological trauma after the Olympics. Plus, Navka has a strong organizational base. It's not just a coaching group, but another school with media and resource support. For an athlete of Petrosian's caliber, this could be crucial. She doesn't need to start from scratch, but quickly integrate into the workflow, create high-quality programs with top choreographers, and determine whether she's ready for a full-fledged international season. Moreover, the 2006 Olympic ice dancing champion herself said she would gladly invite Adelia to her show. And judging by Valieva's example, it's clear that where there's a show, it's not far to a full-fledged transition to a school. The main drawback is competition within the group itself. They already have a key student, Kamila Valieva, whose performance is the entire team's goal. If Petrosian joins the group, there will be an immediate comparison between Tutbridge's two former students, which could end in favor of Kamila, who is more visible and important not only for the sport but also for the country. There are also more sedate Moscow options: Elena Bayanova, Anna Tsareva, and Svetlana Panova. These aren't the kind of media-facing scenarios that Plushenko or Navka have, but that's precisely why they could be convenient. They'd be suitable if Petrosian isn't looking for a big name, but a specific specialist and a more relaxed training regimen. After the Olympics and her split with Tutbridge, this could be just as important as a coach's name. The downside of these options is the issue of scale. Petrosian remains a figure skater at the national team level, and Russia's first potential international competitor. She needs a team that can not only manage her recovery, but quickly return her to the competition with the world's best athletes. Who do you think would be the best choice for Adelia Petrosian as her future coach?